Okay, before I get started on chapter 2 of the Big Aussie Lap, there's someone I need to mention that doesn't get talked about very much at all and doesn't appear in any of the videos, and well, that's my wife Karen. She's my rock, she's my backstop. You know, I wouldn't have done any of this if it wasn't for her. I wouldn't have been able to. I wouldn't have had the strength to. You know, she pumps me up and supports me when I'm at my lowest. She's always there. And it's probably it's probably a series of videos all on its own. And we've been married 20 years, and but we were separated for 14. And back, it was about 20 years ago that I was diagnosed with bipolar and depression and everything else. And basically what I'd been going through, I found a lot of family court stuff and a lot of bullshit anyway. It's for another video. But we separated. We never ever got divorced, never signed those papers, and in the end we ended up back together. We've been back together 4 years now, and she's my rock. I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for her, if I didn't have her. You know, they say behind every good man there's a good woman. Well, in my case it's true. And maybe I'll make a video all about that one day, and because it's a bit of an interesting story of if you suffer from depression and whatnot, and you've been through a lot of crap in your life like I have. But anyway, she really deserves a mention, and none of this would happen without her. Karen's a beautiful woman, and I don't know how she puts up with me, but if you ever asked her, she'd say the same thing to everybody. She was a nurse. She was a nurse at the emergency ward at Dandenong Hospital years ago, and there's nothing she can't put up with, which is pretty much true. Some shots of Marty and Raylene and us, and it was 5 years ago for my 55th birthday. Everybody's coming again to my place for my 60th birthday in 2 weeks' time, and so we can all get together and celebrate and remember Marty. And anyway, let's get on with chapter 2. So after leaving Clare, which is not much more than a couple of 100 kilometres to Port Augusta, we hit the road back out through the canola fields and made our way down to it drops out onto the main road. These back roads, they drop out on the main road just before Port Perry. And once you get to Port Perry, there's a stop that you've got to make. It's just a little green building on the right hand side, just past Port Perry when you're heading to Port Augusta. It's a little food place, and it's amazing. They've got all the local cuisine, all Australian stuff. Like you can eat crocodile, kangaroo, buffalo, you name it, and they've got heaps of marinated stuff. It's just an amazing place, really worth a stop. And something else that we do a lot when we're travelling is Owen owns a fish and chip shop, so we're always doing a bit of market research. We like to sample the fish and chips and hamburgers wherever we go. But so anyway, we dropped in, and Owen had the buffalo burger, and I had the camel burger, and they were awesome. So that was pretty good. Just a little check-in. We're in Port Augusta, outside number 1 Autos. They have tail lights for Harleys. Just offline one. So we've just done a replacement, got a spare, and we're off again. Out through Port Augusta, heading for the Nullarbor. Maintenance. Harley 101. Good shop, this place. Got lots of good stuff. Fits Harleys. Very rare. We stopped at a local pub in Port Augusta and thought we've got to plan our next step. We knew we were heading out into the wilderness, and towns were going to get further and further apart, and we needed to find ourselves a good camping spot. And it was getting a bit late in the afternoon by then, so we thought we'd just take a punt. We had a look at a couple of spots that might be alright, so we thought we'd ride past them and have a look and see what was what they were there, whether they had showers, toilets, or what the go was, or how crowded they were with grey nomads and things like that. So we headed off, but where we ended up was a town called Kimba, which is they say it's exactly halfway across Australia. We hadn't left from the other side, so it wasn't halfway for us, but if you go from Sydney to Perth, it's basically halfway. And we found ourselves a good spot and settled in for the night. Got ourselves a fire going, a nice secluded spot.
The morning walk. It's a frosty 1 degree. It's about 6:30 in the morning. Hey, man, whoa, it's just a chilly night last night. But as you can see, the sun's coming up on a beautiful day. Whoa. Trev's a bit of a chilly willy today, I'll tell you what. Didn't get much sleep. Hard to keep warm in these drafty tents. But it's just going to get warmer and warmer. And we're in for a good day today. Nice and sunny and clear, no wind, no rain. Get to Kaduna somewhere like something like that, close to the Nullarbor. Start the big trek across there tomorrow. To go for a walk to get me blood circulating. There's frost all over the bikes. frost all over me. I've had one coffee, I might have to go back for 3 more, just so I can hold a warm cup. That was Kimba, where we're staying. It's pretty good. We've got a free camping ground. It's got showers, toilets, everything, barbecue. It was a bit overloaded with grey nomads, so we wandered off a bit further away so we could light a fire and stuff. Not annoy anyone or get annoyed by anyone. It's be a bit of a wild town, this one. You hear yelling and screaming going on all night long. There was domestics and shit happening. Saturday night in Kimba, it's supposed to be a bit wild. Lucky we were out of the way. We're over there. Go get the frost off the seats and the bikes now. Can't even sit down, my camping chair's covered in frost. Anyway, it's just going to be a good day today. Good weather. Awesome, it's just getting better and better as we go along. Oh, that's me. Time for another coffee. Yeah. Well, the frost's starting to melt off the bike seats, that's always good. It's a good sign. A great little campsite. Owen's got the jug on. How's the bones, Owen?
Yep. Another beautiful day.
Yeah. Beautiful day in paradise.
If you like ice on your tent.
Ice in your tent. Couple of coffees. We'll be on the road. I feel that sun hitting me back of my neck now. It must be about 3 degrees by now. Yeah, definitely gone up 1.5 degrees.
After getting all our gear together, we hit the road, and the goal for the day was we wanted to get to Ceduna. We probably could have got a little bit further, but Ceduna is basically where it's the start, 1,200 kilometres of the Nullarbor, what they call a Nullarbor. So that's where we wanted to go, because we wanted to attack the Nullarbor the next morning. So we set off. It was we were about to learn some very interesting stuff about travelling around Australia, especially for a couple of fellas like us that like a beer as well. We like to have a drink and a cigar when we cross the state border, and we like to sit down of an evening and have a couple of beers and just go over what we've been doing for the day and plan the next day. And we didn't have a big schedule of, we had a basic idea of places we wanted to go and places we wanted to see, but the basic day-to-day of the trip was just, we'd talk about it at night and we'd plan it out and see how it went. But Ceduna it's a really nice little place, quite picturesque down on the foreshore. We found that, this was the first place either of us had ever been to in our lives where you have to show photo ID at a bottle shop to get a drink. And in some places they were dry towns, there was no alcohol at all. Some places there was limits on how much you could buy and what you could buy, depending on the occasion. And but this was picture ID, and they keep a log of who's been buying what, and if you cause trouble or anything like that, you go on a do not serve list, and it comes up on their computer when they scan your license. So we stopped to get our little selfie down on the foreshore, and you notice we make some hand signs on our photos, and a lot of people have wondered about them. We didn't really tell any people what they were about. They were just a kind of a secret message. It's a hand sign for M&G for Marty Gardner, for our mate with cancer. So that's what those little hand signs are about. We stayed in a cabin at night at Ceduna. After our frosty night, we thought, we'll go one more cabin, and it was a pretty cheap one as well, so that was okay, and it set us up perfectly for we were where we wanted to be to attack the Nullarbor. It was about to take us 2.5 days to get across, and it was just incredible. Check in next time for the next episode, and don't forget to subscribe and give us a little bit of support. If you subscribe on YouTube, we get known. And if you share them around so people can see them, it really helps us out. So we'll catch you on the next episode when we hit the Nullarbor.